call this November 20th, 2023 meeting of the Grafton Cable TV Oversight Committee to order. First, we don't have anybody except the four of us.
That's right.
All right. Let's just do this. Bob, you can hear me?
Yes.
I can hear you. Corson, you can hear me?
Yes.
The yuck came about a second after the picture.
I can hear you fine. I'm sorry for my lag in the stream.
You've got some kind of lag. I saw that in a meeting I was in from the Grafton Library earlier this afternoon too. And Michael.
Here.
And you can hear me.
I can hear you well.
Okay. Well, Bob DeToma has resigned, and apparently it's already effective. So at the moment, as vice chair, I'm opening the meeting and starting us down our agenda. Reorganization. We will have to, okay. We need nominations.
I nominate Bob Hassinger to be chair.
Was that a second, Corson?
I will you be.
It's. I hope it shows up on the recording so that you can see. That's a moved in a second. Are there any other nominations? Nominations are closed. Bob.
Aye for Bob H.
Corson. I see a head shake. And Michael.
Aye.
And I vote aye. Motion carries unanimously. Now we need a vice chair. Any nominations?
The problem that we have right now is these are the people that we have. I nominate Michael to be vice chair. That's right, Michael. You heard that.
Thank you.
You're willing to accept his nomination?
I will. I do.
Do we have a second for it? I think Corson is seconding. Is it? Are others seeing him better than I am, or is?
No, he's bad. So Corson, can you hear me? Okay, listen. I know we can't hear you. So listen. Left hand is yes. Right hand is no. Do you understand?
Except he may be on mirror on his. Corson, go like this or like that.
Okay, good. I can accept that.
All right. I think Corson made a nomination. Are there any other nominations? Nominations are closed. Bob.
Yes.
Corson.
Do it right.
And that's a yes. And Michael.
Aye.
And I vote aye. Motion carries unanimously. Now we need to establish who the treasurer will be.
I can't nominate myself, so somebody do it.
Okay, I nominate Bob Berger as treasurer.
I second it.
Moved and seconded. Are there any other nominations? All right, nominations are closed. Bob.
Aye.
Corson.
That's an aye.
I think that's a yes. Michael.
Aye.
And I vote aye. Motion carries unanimously. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
No, we need one more. I nominate Well, are you done? I thought you
Oh,
forgot.
no,
That's
I
right.
don't, well, I suppose that is an officer, isn't it?
Yep, the
I guess
treasurer.
we need,
I
we
mean,
need
the second,
a,
the clerk.
clerk.
I nominate Corson as clerk, and he's doing a fine job.
I'll second it.
Moved and seconded. Are there any other nominations? Hearing none, nominations are closed. Bob,
Aye,
Corson,
he says aye.
Ez, Michael,
Aye.
and I vote aye. That is unanimous. And carries unanimously. Okay, public input. This is when we take input on anything within our range of responsibility that is not otherwise on the agenda. I do have one bit of input, and we might want to. Oh dear, we lost Corson.
He's gonna come back.
No,
We can hold for a minute.
Yeah,
In the room, he's just not on video.
it was
No.
just not on video. The audio.
Oh, yeah,
didn't
he's
filter
still here.
through.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's still here. I
okay.
still have 4.
let me got it. Okay. The committee strength is currently at 7. For its first 30 years or so, its strength was 5, like most other committees. The select persons at some point bumped it up to 7. We have to have a quorum. We have to have a majority of the 7, which means we have to have 4 here, and we only have 5 members at the moment. We don't know how long it'll take. So at some point, at some point, it would be good for us to think about whether we might want to suggest back to the selectmen that they return the strength of this committee to 5. Now, I don't know whether that would qualify as something we need to take up tonight, but I don't want them to go off if they don't have to. So let's if anybody has any thoughts about that as we go along, or at a point where it might fit to take it up as something that the chair couldn't anticipate, and all that, speak up. Minute review. We have minutes from Corson.
Yes.
Any issues or concerns or changes? If not, a motion.
I make a motion, we accept the minutes as submitted.
Is there a second?
Second it.
Moved and seconded. Discussion. Hearing none. Bob,
Aye.
Corson,
Aye.
Michael,
Aye.
I vote aye. Motion carries unanimously.
Hmm.
I have a dog here. I have to tell Linda that he's fussing. He does that when he wants something like to go out. And she's not here nearby. Okay, we did treasurer's report.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can. Yes.
Okay. So again, this is the format that we're going with. So our revenues to date, we have brought in. We just got a check for $60,000, $60-something thousand right here. I just received another check today that's not in this report that will reflect on next month for another $20,000. So before the expenditures, we have brought in 400 and change. Our expenditures to date are 71,654 and 10 cents. Our available funds are $1.1 million. So if you go down to this screen, it gives you the percentages of what we have expended based on our allocation, what we asked for at town meeting for this fiscal year. I'm still holding this in right here. This is our last year for our bond payment. And it's just here for you to see it. I might not put it on next month because it's not going to go away until the end of the year, but it really has no bearings on what we're talking about for our monies. This is really the meat and potato, these accounts and the percentages. So right now to date, again, we have $1.1 million to play with. And then if you want any of the details of where we've expended the money, I'm giving you the breakdown in here of exactly where the checks went to. And then on the last page is your $60,000 that came in. And I think it says third quarter payment. And that is my report to the committee. Are there any questions?
No.
Okay,
Okay, no questions. Thank you.
you're welcome.
Town meeting review.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
I think the town meeting was one of the best that we have done with the 3 camera shoot. I think we're going to do better. I think that some of the shots need to be a little bit closer. When you get the wide shot and then the other shot that came in made me a little bit dizzy. But I really want to get a 4th camera in to get the face of the presenter that is in the audience speaking to the moderator. With that, in order to do that, we need to hire a contractor to run a wire in their conduit duct bank up to the, I don't know what you call that control room on the mezzanine, but there is a conduit that does that, and we are going to look into it for the next town meeting. So then all they have to do is plug in, put it on the stage, and we're done. I think the sound was perfect. And I think the 3 camera shoot was the best we've ever done.
Yeah. I had some thought when I looked at it, because I was at the meeting, but then I took a short look at what came back, and I thought it was I was surprised how well they were able to do from the distance the camera were, pretty fair zoom range on those cameras. I guess I had thoughts, I always have thoughts about changing things. It might be that you gain a little something by moving the 2 corner cameras down towards where the light poles are peeking through. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know where the connections are and so on. Where would the conduit come out, or let the connection come out at the stage?
Right in front of the stage, there's a box.
Okay, it's like center of the stage.
Center of the stage, at the face of the stage, there's a box right there.
Like at what, floor level or something?
Yeah, floor level.
But it would be more or less center stage, and you're
Yes,
putting the camera maybe on the edge of the stage, on the apron.
absolutely. Yep, and a little tripod if you wanted to.
You're going to have electricity there too?
I don't know if you need electricity for these cameras.
Well, it depends on whether you're relying on batteries or not.
I don't know. That's something I'll have to look into.
Yeah, I don't remember how they're powered. But that's part of the project. But it's certainly an advancement. The other thing is, we didn't have sign language this time. Is that likely to not be going to happen? I know it's hard to set up.
Look, I gave them 6 months to get 2 interpreters. I have a funny feeling that the interpreters have stage fright. And when they hear that it's being recorded and televised live, they're
Yeah.
backing away. And and there's no way I'm going to do it. As you all know, I'm in my second semester of learning sign language. But, you know, we're talking, if I was going to ever get up there, that's 5 to 10 years for me to do what they do. All I want to do when I'm taking my courses is to be able to communicate with the deaf community just to get them through town hall. But in order to, do what they do, it is so difficult.
Yeah, it's really difficult. There's a larger issue, I suppose, it comes up that the town has a response. If anybody asks for service at any meeting, the town has to consider what it can do, right?
Well, but I've been putting in the request for 4 years. I got
No,
it done once.
I understand, but I'm saying not town meeting, but like a board of select meeting.
Oh, absolutely. If somebody asks for special accommodations, then it's up to the town, and the school department does it all the time. If somebody asks, for a meeting and they need an interpreter, school department reaches out and they call the same people I call. I think it's stage fright. That's what I think. And I've already got my ticket in for the next meeting. So I don't know what else I can do other than, and I don't think it's there, is to have a big, but I don't know how it would work, and put AI in there to do sign language. But I don't know how that could work.
Well, yeah, I know you could have subtitles, but I don't consider, if you do that and you want to show it in the video feed, you need a camera to record that. It gets even more complicated. Anyway, we'll cover that base a little more when it gets to be something we can deal
I
with.
cover that in the Disability Commission too.
Yeah. Okay, anything else on town meeting?
No.
Modular studio broadcast desk.
So again, Bob's not here to speak on this. We have not changed equipment in that studio since who knows when we were in 296 Providence Road. Bob DeToma brought in some samples. It was about $7,000-8,000 for that packet. I still want us to go forward and update that equipment. This is not the best equipment in the world, because if you're going to get studio equipment, you could spend up to $100,000. So, but I want to get us something, because I think it's looking kind of old. They're standing around the same table. I don't know. So we're not going to make a decision today, but I'd like to hear what the board, I guess I'm going to take this on now. What do you want from me other than what Bob brought in last time? He gave us some sort of a display. He gave us a website to look at. Give me some direction.
Well, we just had a report, your report on the finances, and if I understand it correctly, we can afford one way or another, depending on what we have to do to get an okay for spending more money in any given year. There's a lot of money there, and it might be worthwhile spending whatever it takes to do a good job in each of these projects. So it might be worthwhile not looking at just the bargain basement options when we're doing this. Try to do something good, or have more variety. So anyway, I want to keep looking at it. But you mentioned Bob's not here. Some of the committee members will remember that up until we moved into the building we're in now, both both when the studio was in the municipal center originally, and then down on South Grafton. It was run under the contract by Greater Media / Spectrum, whatever they are. And they provided a person who ran it. And part of that was that person would come to our meetings and interact with us. They're running Access, the studio, on a day-to-day basis. So they would be here to interact with us. It hasn't been an issue since we moved. Since we moved, they don't do that anymore. That, once we're out of their building, they wouldn't have their person be in charge here where we are now. So it hasn't been a problem. Bob has moved to whatever position that he is at now. He's the one who's essentially doing that, though. He's running the studio and the Access activities, and as such, he really should play that role and be at the meetings. Like, for example, we're going to have Access activity report in a minute, and that's usually what the person who runs Access gives us. So we want to have that in mind. But in any case, on the desk, I say, find good stuff.
So in our budget for this year, and I'm just looking over here, we allocated $150,000 for PEG equipment upgrades. That's not including Studio F upgrades. This is completely separate. So right now we have in the cable studio in the conference room, we probably have about $15,000 worth of upgrades we're doing to put in some power underneath the desk because they're running extension cords. So we
voted that, right?
Yes. So we're getting that done. So that gives us another, let's say, $50,000 because we don't want to spend all that money. We've got some good money to spend on studio furnishings. So why don't I see what kind of vendors I can get in here at our next meeting to give us a demonstration of their wares?
Okay.
If I may say,
Of course, your audio is also breaking up.
jeez. Yeah. Ms. Berger, I'm going to try reconnecting one more time.
Okay, or call in. And Michael, were you going to say something?
No, sorry, I was cough, so I put myself on mute.
Okay. So,
Let's
Mr. H,
wait for Corson.
okay. Mm,
Our deadline is what, 8:30?
oh, I have no idea.
No, we have it with you guys.
Oh, yes.
For the rules,
Yes.
hour and a half.
Yep. Here's
There
Corson.
he is. Hello, Corson. Hello, Corson.
There we go.
Well, you're there.
Okay, so we just voted to adjourn. Thank you.
No, we didn't.
Okay. Can you hear me all?
Oh, but this is bad.
I
Yeah,
think yeah, you got your audio is not fixed. Can you try going in on the voice, just on a phone line? A voice line. Dial up.
Dial up.
I don't know what's going on there, but I'm not hearing anything.
No, he's trying to manipulate something.
Yeah.
So the question I have is, do we need like 3 quotes from vendors, or
And- don't even.
Now can you hear me better now?
Yes,
yeah, you sound great now.
Okay. I was going to say that what Bob Toma had shown after looking at it very in depth and all the configurations and so forth, he had an idea that if you spend this, you have this system that could be changed by building it this way or building it that way, modular kind of thing, different tabletops that would be different stands to increase the size of one and a half to be 5 people, 4, 3, just a single person, or whatever the was. You could design this report
Yeah,
fit in
you're
and
kind
out.
of losing you.
it's not working, of course.
Yeah.
You've got something really strange going on.
Bob, I think we've covered everything we could cover on this meeting with Corson.
Well, if he comes in on a voice line,
How do I do that? I just call.
Yeah,
Yeah,
There's
you
a-
have to
there's
put
a
the
number
code in
there.
too.
there are numbers on the agenda.
Is
yeah.
the phone number the 130
Um,
number?
what stand by?
Well,
Tap mobile plus.
is, it looks like 1301-715-8592. They'll ask you for a meeting ID, I believe.
Yeah, which is right above it.
Yeah.
Try muting the audio on your picture, Corson. Try muting it. That's it.
Yeah, he's on mute.
Oh, here we go. Let's let him in. Corson, can you hear us?
Yes, yes, that's good. Okay, can you hear me?
Thank God.
All right.
Go ahead.
So as I was about to say, that Bob had some very good ideas about that piece of equipment, which was something for which you could assemble and make a display that consisted of 6, 4 people, 3 people, 2, or even just one person behind a desk. And it involved the removal of different types of tops that had different shapes to it, with different poles that were all assembled and then went on a rack that was able to be pulled in and out of the storage area. And it was not top of the line type of thing, but at the same time, it wasn't made out of cardboard. It was a low cost, easy solution to expand and to have it such that you could use it for different purposes of what you needed in the studio. Bob Hassinger pointed out the fact that it didn't really cover the individuals below with their legs. It didn't seem like it was more of a brick and mortar or more solid type of display. But anytime you look at these, it always seems as if that there is a trade-off between having that nice flexibility of having it something you fold up and put away versus something that's more bulkier that maybe look nicer, more expensive. It's just not so easy to put away.
Well, but if we look around, we'll find that people who sell our market know that people want these things, and we might find with more money you can do better. I think one of my concerns was, didn't I ask about it'll only seat 4, the largest design was 4, and we can well anticipate the possibility of more than 4. So that, you know, looking at it, anyway, I suggest looking at it. Looking at it with a point of view that if there's something better, let's think about it also. Let's have it available also. Because we can afford it. And we want to be the best we can.
Sure.
So you want me to try to get a couple vendors to show you their wares? That's what I think I'm hearing.
Yeah, when speaking to vendors, look for ones that have good stuff. Might even ask Danielle and those folks for either directly or at least pointers towards suppliers or even towns they know about that have done nicely, or access, studios that have done nicely on this kind of thing.
Done.
Okay.
Done.
Okay. Where am I here? I think I just, oh, I see. Okay. Access activity report. No coverage of that?
No, but because what you said today at your meeting about Chris Mullen used to come in, I think at the end of his employment with Charter, he was only submitting a written report.
I don't remember that. Somewhere around the transition, maybe, but the point was that while Charter was responsible, they responsible for running the studio. Their person came to our meeting. I remember when we started that, and why and all of that.
So with that being said, is this an email that you want to reach out to Evan and ask for clarity on how we're going to handle this? Because the committee, like you said, needs to know what's going on, and maybe you can ask to have a report submitted.
Yeah. Well, does the committee want me to? I exchanged messages with Evan about this, my going from 7 members to 5. And he said, get an input from the cable committee to the select board and him, I guess it was. This is another thing we might do if the committee wants to do it. I can do those things as a person, as a person who happens to be chairman. But if we have action from the committee,
I think it's not unreasonable to ask for a written report of what's going on in the studio.
Well, you don't think an in-person?
Well, that's going to be a conversation that you're going to have with the town administrator.
Okay.
It seems our Danielle used to participate and provide information about what events had occurred in the studio, but of course she was never a member of the committee. She just simply presented the report.
Right, and none of the charter people were as it went along, but certainly she participated very actively. Okay, so do we have a consensus on the committee? Maybe that I should send messages regarding
Yes.
participation by the person running access, and also maybe the 5 members. Are those consensuses of the committee? I think that might be adequate.
I can agree to that.
Me as well.
I concur.
Corson, are you okay?
Yes.
Okay. If I can remember, I've got to do my best. Okay, next meeting would fall on December 7th, Monday, December 17th by the schedule we've been following.
No, it wouldn't.
Hmm?
It'd be the 18th,
Uh,
17th Sunday.
if you say so. Wait a minute. The 20th is what I said, isn't it?
No, you said the 17th.
No. I must, oh, no, wait, no. I didn't change, my calendar didn't change.
We meet the third Monday of the month, right?
I know, yeah, that's stand by. November, why is this being so uncooperative?
Can you see,
Um,
can you see my screen?
We do, but he's not going to acknowledge it.
The 18th, the 18th. Is it the 18th that we're
The
talking?
18th.
18th is good.
Okay. 18th. Okay. You want that to be a virtual meeting?
I think virtual meetings are still the best.
Give or take technical difficulty.
Yeah,
Could
Corson,
I-
you got to fix that, Corson. This is the first time this ever happened at your house. Maybe you have to clean your room some more.
Could I also ask, as you used to do in the past, Bob, is to possibly have a possible meeting date for January as well?
Let's see. That might, if I could just get, I hate the Apple.
That'd be the 15th.
Unfortunately, that's, although I don't know whether it's a legal holiday, that's MLK Day.
Can't do it that day.
Can't,
Cannot. That is a legal holiday.
it's one
So
of
now
the things I like Saturdays. We used to do Saturdays.
I can't do Saturday. I can't do that.
Yeah, but Saturdays ran into a few of these.
You got the 8th or the 22nd.
Well, those are both planning board.
You get the 29th.
20. I have planning board on the 8th and on the 22nd. Oh, I see, the 29th. Yeah, that's a possibility.
Okay.
January 29th. Okay, I don't think I asked you. Bob, are you doing the signing up for Zoom and doing that?
No, I got this from Bob, so I have no idea how we're gonna do this. If somehow we'll get it done.
Well, I need to know.
Well, Bob, are you gonna do it?
I don't, I don't have a Zoom account. The town has to provide it.
Yeah, I know that. But if you got the Zoom account, would you do it? Would you open the meeting and all that or not?
I've never done that,
Then I don't have a problem doing it.
doing the operating of it.
Operating it. I don't have a problem with that.
Okay. But, well, then how about the getting the schedule from the town? I assume we're on a town account.
We are in a town account. I don't know what account we're on, but I'll get that information.
Okay, let me know. Don't rely on me to remember any of this stuff.
No, I never do.
Yeah, as an aside, I'm in the process of trying to make some space here for a new computer to fix the computer problems. And I have finally gotten to where I have to do something with my files for cable. I have a folder for practically every meeting I ever had anything to do with, which is several file boxes full of folders. Bob DeToma, yeah, I just can't see. I just can't throw that away without being sure. You know, so Bob DeToma suggested the mezzanine at the studio has room.
Oh, yeah, it has room.
So maybe I'll be able to put them there, but it reminds me of the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of meetings and background and all. Okay. Don't wait for a message to come out saying agenda items. If you have anything, let me know.
Okay.
Okay. Is there anything else that can?
I make a motion, we adjourn.
Second,
Moved and seconded. That's not debatable.
There you go.
Bob,
Aye.
Michael,
aye.
Carson,
Aye.
I vote aye. The motion is unanimous. We're adjourned